Hi there. We just had a partner gathering for those who've been supporting and encouraging the journey, and specifically myself and Ruth as we've led that community. We are 7 years old, and many great things have happened the last 7 years here in Manchester. And now sharing some of those good news stories in the last year, some of the ways that we have been sharing the good news of Jesus and living that out through our Forest Church, through Table, reaching 18 to 30s around hospitality and community, and ways we've been entering into our neighbourhood here in Fallowfield and the Lady Barn area. So they've been just ways we have remained faithful to God's call here in Manchester. I was also sharing about how God has been speaking to us about moving on from Manchester. And this has been something that's been stirring. Maybe it takes probably a few years for these things to kind of outwork, but maybe right in the pandemic there was a moment in which I particularly felt when it was quiet and still and the roads were quiet, no cars around. I felt like, oh, maybe one day I'd like to live in the country, somewhere quieter, something very different. And maybe I probably thought that's a retirement thing. And then as time went on and I continued to explore faith in the outdoors and started to do more walks, particularly in the Peak District, I felt like maybe that's actually when the kids have just left home. Maybe that's just 10 years away. And that feeling of that grew in me particularly, and as I shared it with Ruth, there was a resonance to the point where we felt actually this isn't something for a long time in life. We have a window now, particularly with our eldest son Moses, to either stay here in Manchester, continue the work here, or make a big move to somewhere that's more rural, somewhere where we can grow and explore what we've been doing with Forest Church and helping people encounter Christ through the outdoors and participation in nature, a place where we can enter into a new neighborhood to embody the gospel in new ways, and a place where we can see what we've been doing with the Table and hospitality for 1830s grow in new places. So we have felt led to explore moving from Manchester the last sort of 4 to 6 months. And we prayed and thought and considered where that might be. And one of the places that becomes very special in both our hearts is Scotland, and specifically in the Inverness area, the Highlands. We've been going up there the last sort of 4 years and found great resonance with the way of life and the place and the beauty and the opportunity to explore a different way of following Christ, a very different pace, a very different way to connect from the city in Manchester, in quite an urban area here in Fallowfield. So there's lots more I could share about the process of that. Key moments of just going, yes, this is a time in which God is calling us on from Manchester. This is a time to explore a very different way of connecting with God and helping what we have here with a journey that's grown to connect and serve and contribute to many different people in many different places, particularly our project, The Table, which is in a number of different cities now. So our ministry's grown from really Manchester local to something that is connecting with lots of people around the country. So I feel that the connection, the deep sense of calling to Manchester has shifted, and actually there's a shift to a calling to somewhere more rural, somewhere that where our faith can be outworked in new creative ways. So we're really excited about moving to the Inverness area, specifically just north of it, a place called the Black Isle, which is a peninsula just north of Inverness. And we're looking to buy a house up there, and we're looking for the journey to become something that it is becoming at the moment, a community that is scattered and dispersed in lots of places, but with a common vision to discover Jesus in around the table, around hospitality, in the neighborhood, in these local spaces that we live our lives, and in the wild, outdoors, helping people see Jesus Christ, the one who holds all things together, the one who loves us and reveals the Father heart to us in nature. So we're excited to discover Jesus together with many others around the table, in the neighborhood, and in the wild. And we are moving to Scotland with that vision in our hearts to enter into the neighborhood, to explore Forest Church, particularly the wilds, and maybe see some people turn to Jesus and find the beautiful, everlasting, eternal life that we are experiencing here and now. So please pray for us and continue to stay in touch. We are a very small charity. We're a very small ministry in many ways, but there is a leading edge to what I believe we're doing, even in Manchester, what we've done in Manchester, and will be in many different places. So we will be up there. I'd love to stay in touch. Maybe you'll come and visit as friends and families and those who supported and encouraged and followed what we've been doing. Our house is on the market now, and we will be looking for a house. Ruth is looking for a job. I'm looking to help the journey transition to this national scope, working with lots of different people to discover Jesus around the table, in the neighborhood, and in the wild. And we believe that's a prophetic direction the church needs to go. It needs to help people discover Jesus in more creative ways. Thanks for listening. I hope to connect, hear from you soon. God bless.